All right, so the next tax question is about late penalties. So sounds like this gentleman here, he was not able to file 3 years of tax returns on time um, due to some health reasons, and he got hit with late filing penalties, and he's not very happy with that. I can understand that, and he wants to know if there's anything he can do to deal with that. And looks like it is an S corp. All right. Um, so, couple of things. Number one is obviously you can pay the penalty. That would be one way to deal with the problem. Um, but obviously, I don't think that's the answer you want, right? You're asking, hey, other than paying, is there anything else we can do? So, yes, you can ask for some help. You can ask for abatement of penalties. So, you can request IRS for some help, some relief. But I have a couple of issues here. So number one issue is I want to know if you were at least you were able to complete the tax returns and you filed them and you're good to go with them. At least I want to verify that. Or is it that IRS just kind of estimated your taxes and they just kind of finalize the return for you? So I want to know that. Number two is if it was only one tax return, then that would have been pretty straightforward. You can request, I think it's called Form 843, if I'm not wrong, and you can, if it's only one year, then you can even call a number and talk to them over the phone and just let them know that, hey, I'm sorry, this what happened, da da da, and they are usually kind enough to get rid of those penalties for you, at least the first time. But in your case, that's more than 1 year. So you're saying 3 years. So that is a little bit problematic. So uh, if you had specific reason, and I guess you probably have reason. Everybody had a reason why they didn't pay, but more importantly, a good reason, something that basically prohibited you from actually filing a return. Now, normally, that whatever that reason is would be should have been resolved in 3 months, 6 months, let's say a year. But if it's more complicated than that, then maybe you might be able to convince somebody to abate the penalties for 3 years. But in most cases, the answer would be no. So, for example, if you were sick, or maybe somebody else was sick and you just could not get to taking care of your taxes, maybe that might be a good reason. I don't know if it is, but I'm just saying, like, if you can document that, look, the illness was so serious that you just had no time whatsoever to ask anybody for help or to reach out to somebody for help or file your taxes on your own. You just simply were not able to do it. That would be a good reason. Um, you know, so I don't know. You really need to have a very strong reason to convince somebody that you were not able to file your tax returns for last 3 years. Can you just simply say I'm sorry? No, that's not going to work. You really need to convince somebody that you had a very good, valid reason. Like, it's not like you can just say I just didn't file it. You have to prove to IRS that you wanted to file it, you just couldn't file it. For example, if somebody was in coma, I mean, how are they going to file it? So I'm pretty sure that would work. Like, if when they wake up from the coma, they realize, oh my God, I haven't filed the tax return for last three, more than likely that will be the last thing on their mind anyway. But I'm just saying, like, it has to be some very serious reason. Okay, so that's the way I would look at it. If you are going to go that route, if you do have a very serious reason, that means you need to explain that to IRS. Put the documentation, maybe include some medical history with it, maybe include some medical reports with it. Explain to them what exactly happened with step by step, with the timestamps in it. If you have communication via email, phone calls, text messages, pictures, whatever that might be, include that as part of your application. Okay. Now, another thing is, just because you're requesting for abatement of penalties, that doesn't mean IRS has to give it to you. So, we understand that. Number two, they might give you a partial abatement. Maybe they will say, you know what, this person was sick, but he could have actually filed it the next year. So they might waive the penalty for 1 year, but they might not waive them for the subsequent year. So just be careful with that. Lastly, I would say, you know, if it is a mess already, like if your tax returns are a mess and they're already late anyway, maybe you should reach out to somebody for help. You can obviously reach out to us, but whoever might be in your local area that you can connect with, and explain to them your situation and let them guide you through it. I think if somebody understands how the process works and they are able to draft it better, they are able to explain it better, the probability of getting that abatement approved goes slightly higher. I'm not saying that guarantees anything. I'm just saying, they can guide you a little bit better. That's my 2 cents there. I hope that helps, and I hope you're doing very well now, and you'll be good going forward. But regardless of what happened in the past, going forward, make sure that you're paying your tax bill on time. Make sure you're filing your tax returns on time, and regardless of any situation, maybe given power of attorney to somebody else, and they, in this case, something happens, please take care of my tax returns. Maybe you have to travel, or maybe there's a medical situation going on, so let somebody else handle it. Okay. I hope that helps, and if there's any other further questions, you can reach out to me via taxcodeadvisors.com, and then we'll take it from there. By the way, I have plenty of appointments that are available for discovery call that are absolutely free. Doesn't cost you anything. Just go to taxcodeadvisors.com and you can book a discovery call there. And if you need consultation, then you can always book a consultation as well. All right. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you next time.